Some team that no one wants to see.
Oh, man.
I had to work so hard to play on Sunday night of All-Star Weekend. And because ratings are down, because the game's bad, we're bringing in rising stars. That's not a fix. Those guys did not make the All-Star team. To be playing in the All-Star game and you did not make the All-Star team is
absurd. Insanity is what Draymond said, essentially. This is absurd to have people who did not make the All-Star game play on Sunday. It's ridiculous. That's essentially what he's saying. He had to work his ass off just to get to become an All-Star, just to say, I played on a Sunday night with the best players in the world. And now you're bringing rising stars who have no business being on the court that day, that specific day, to compete with the best players in the world. The NBA All-Star game has hit off course. It's knocked off course. The best player in there didn't play. We want to expand it. The weekend, the slam dunk contest, they cannot get competing NBA stars to actually compete in the NBA dunk contest. The skills challenge was a joke. You see Wemby throwing the ball all around. That's not good basketball. That's not what you need to put on television. There's nothing wrong with the NBA saying, look, we tried something. We know that the ratings are declining. Let's try something. But at this point, they got to understand what we have tried is not us. This is not what our consumer wants. We don't want Kevin Hart to come out of nowhere to do some kind of like wrestling promo while people are trying to watch the game. The pregame was like 2 hours long. We couldn't get to the actual basketball when you had 18 teams. And by the way, I don't think the communication was the best because I'm watching the All-Star game. I didn't know about the new format. I just watched the game and all of a sudden I'm like, why are they introducing like 4 teams? It did not make any sense. And of course, LeBron didn't play. Now, a lot is going to be talked about in LeBron in a second about when was he injured, when did they know, why couldn't he even dress out. I think it has everything to do with gambling, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But I want to go to the reaction of NBA players and people who are in the NBA know reacting to the game. Now, on that set, it was Draymond, Jalen Rose, and Vince Carter, and they were very candid on what was going on. They thought this was a miss, and to be true, I think TNT allowed that kind of commentary because of their fractured relationship with the NBA. I am saying I don't think those comments could have been made on ESPN because they're a direct media partner. With TNT, this is their last year. The relationship has been fractured. They've moved. NBA are moving on to NBC and Amazon. And TNT has to license shows on NBA on TNT, and we'll see if they even do that. If Chuck, Ernie, Kenny and Shaq come back and do that type of show where they can be licensed and shown on ESPN. The deals are there, but they actually have to show up and do it. That we'll see what happens. But in this case, you wonder what caused the fracture between the NBA and TNT. You got to see it right then and there. TNT has allowed people to criticize their media partner that pays them billions of dollars. Yeah, I can understand how the NBA is pissed off, and that's happened over the years. And then they are picking up and promoting Unrivaled, which is a WNBA off-season competitor, right? You have a season, you have a competition league that happens in the off-season of WNBA, but it's during the NBA season of the NBA, taking away viewers from their products in different markets. I can see how they're pissed about it. But you get to Stephen A. Smith backing up what Jalen Rose and Draymond Green said. He said, all I know is Draymond and Jalen are doing their thing. They're being raw, authentic, and truthful about tonight's All-Star game and this new format. They didn't miss a damn beat. I think that's what he wanted to say. Way to go, fellas. Now, Stephen A. Smith may have the cachet to say those kind of things and criticize the NBA, but I guarantee you he couldn't have been that raw and authentic as Draymond Green said. He essentially said these are teams nobody wants to see. They know it, everybody knows it, and you should not have put these rising stars on Sunday. Now, you got Richard Jefferson chiming in. This BS formula was only created because Hall of Famers decided to stop playing hard in the All-Star game. Don't blame the kids, blame their older brothers. LeBron didn't play. It is what it is. He had a foot soreness. He apparently missed some games heading to the All-Star game. But it really makes you think, well, If it was a game time decision, why couldn't you just say that? I feel that the NBA was really, really nervous about people tuning in if they knew LeBron wasn't there. That's the only reason why I see them waiting so long to announce that and letting him know, hey, we don't need you to disclose this, and hopefully it's a game time decision. He didn't even dress out. Now, that has to do with gambling to me. Because if he dresses out and people bet on him and they think he's going to play and he doesn't, they could be liable for lawsuits. But still, you know, put the word out. Put the word out better for the new format. I didn't know about the new format. I didn't know about LeBron not playing. So when you tune in, I'm looking at the OGs and my man in street clothes. So it was really disappointing, and just disappointing all the way around. The NBA Slam Dunk Contest is just underwhelming. Underwhelming. They need to put in people's contracts. They need to really sit down and think about the incentives they can give their stars to compete in these formats. You need to tell their stars that do compete, you can't do the stuff like Wemby did. That's ridiculous. That's not good TV, bro. And now that clip's gonna live forever. I know you want to win, I guess, but that's just disgusting. So when you back up and you think about what can the NBA do, I think they have gone too far out of the box for the consumer. The consumer wants the stars competing at their highest level, point blank, period. So what can you do on Sunday with the all-stars to make them compete? What can you do to make people compete in a dunk contest? What kind of incentives can you give them team-wise, individual-wise? I do think that NBA players are a lot moved by money. Okay, they're professional players. They want to be professionally compensated, and you're going to have to open your checkbook if you want the best to compete. I don't understand why, you can't get media partners like Kia to say, hey, you're going to roll off in this new car. You will take, $1 million and give it to you if you win. I don't understand the problem. So I think the NBA really has to take a hard look at what's next, because this All-Star game was unacceptable. It really was. The All-Star weekend was unacceptable. It was in a great place, a beautiful stadium in the Bay Area, and I'm sure a lot of people showed up thinking they were going to have a good time, and they left with a lot of confusion in their thoughts. If I'm tripping, which I don't think I am, please comment below. If you like what I'm saying, please like it. Please share. Please follow the program. Follow the account. Really appreciate you. Heritage Sports on Black News Network.